Hello, this is where you can genuinely help tackle crime. We've some great results from last month, including an arrest for murder as a direct result from one of the reconstructions. More of that in a moment.
The definition of murder is when someone dies as the result of an intentional, grievous assault, even if there was no intent actually to kill. In our first case tonight, there may have been no desire to kill, but there was reckless and unnecessary violence. The victims, John Nutter and his sister-in-law, were companions who shared a house. They weren't particularly well off, but it seems that their attackers thought they must be loaded.
We'd always been buddies. You know, nothing naughty. We've always been good mates because we like doing the same things, animals, countryside, seaside, travelling.
John!
It was unusual for me for somebody to have head and feet. You know, that normally they could have one or the other. We'd had a really super day. When I used to look at it, could feel being there. It was such a happy day we'd had. You little know here what that picture's going to do. You know, how it's going to end up playing a part in your life.
What is this guy doing?
Hello?
Hang on.
It was a high-powered Volvo T5, similar to one stolen from Bramhope Village earlier that evening.
Bloody hell. I think he's following us.
He had, like, piercing eyes, you know, really... It's like Myra Hindley's, the picture of those, you know, they're really piercing. Sort of went straight through you. Scary eyes.
The Volvo headed off towards New Addle Lane.
He was a kind, fun-loving sort of person, very untidy. He liked driving. As long as he was driving, we should have turned left to go home, we'd turn right. And we'd end up 150 miles later deciding we ought to come home. It was great, just what I liked.
Well then, I must go and put the chickens to bed.
Tell her I'll be round in the morning to take the dog for a walk.
John says he'll be around in the morning to take Tessa for a walk. OK. Right. Yes, and you. Right, bye. Oh, John, it's past 10 o'clock. I didn't realise it was so late.
Two and a half miles away in the West Bowling district of Bradford.
One was a Mini. The other one was an Escort. They're one of the latest designs. Almost like a lilac colour. I just found it funny because when they were walking down, it seemed to me they were up to something. And they were walking towards that Volvo. It looks like an expensive car. I just looked at it and I thought, they're just joyriding.
John, is that you?
Open a safe. I thought, gosh, this is real. After they've hit you. And you suddenly, it dawns you think they mean this.
What the
Sit
blood?
down there and don't move.
I can't breathe.
How'd you open this bloody thing?
Turn it anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise.
Now listen, bitch.
Get that knife out of my face.
I was livid. Had it have been a gun, as close as that, I would have been so cross I would have hit it. I know I would. Because it couldn't have shot me. It was too close. You know, it would have deflected, but you daren't hit out at a knife. No way.
He's not looking good, hurry up. Put that bloody knife away, what the hell do you think you're doing? She's having us on! Put it away! It's really not so good, come on! Look, the sooner you open this safe, the sooner he'll get some help. Look, you cow, where's your money?
He said, I can't breathe, let me go. I was, you know, frightened for his life then.
He's croaked! Right, that's it, let's go! Is that real?
Of course it isn't. Don't be daft.
They also took £300 and a sweet jar that had been collected for a local cancer charity, as well as the watch from John's body.
It just seemed so quiet, and everything had been switched off onto a quiet nothingness, you know. Quarter of an hour ago, everything was just... Is there dead?
I heard the sound of a car accelerating. It was going like a bat out of hell, just some idiot driving too fast. It was a dark-coloured Volvo, the big model.
2 streets away in Woodhall Park Avenue, 2 cars went speeding past. Whose was the second car, and was it connected with the robbery? About 30 minutes later, the Volvo was found dumped in Berkeley Street, back in the West Bowling area of Bradford.
I had to look through my photographs, and the one picture that was any good at all was that one. So all it means now is, from a lovely happy day, to just all this police murder. Now, every time I see it, it's in a photograph in the paper of murder, death, end of a nice day, last nice day. Yeah. So I don't think I want to go up there again. Not for a bit.
Stuart, not just tragic, but utterly bungled, this case, wasn't it?
It was a complete shambles committed by 3 totally incompetent thugs.
How thuggish were they? I mean, obviously we don't show a lot of violence, but they seem to just go straight in for it.
That's right, they just charged straight through the door, hit Mary over the head with a baton, pushed John around to such an extent that he suffered a severe heart attack and died.
Now, the baton, embarrassingly, you think was one of these, which is a dismantled police baton.
That's correct. This is a police PR-24 baton. We believe that one very similar to this was used.
Now, where would they get one?
Well, about 2 weeks before in Chapeltown in Leeds, one of these was stolen from a police officer's car, and it may be that one that was used in the crime.
OK, and if someone's seen this at home, these collapsed about half that length. They might have seen it in that form as well. They might have seen the Rolex watches. Now, they were hugely distinctive. Tell me why.
Very, very much so.
They were real, incidentally, despite what you said, and they were really the only thing of tremendous value that they had.
They were both made to order, so they're a very specific design. Mary's watch, for example, had a black face with diamonds encrusted in it, and John's watch had a white face with Roman numerals.
Now, due to recognise those instantly, and you've actually got pictures of those on your website, haven't you?
We've posted the image of the 2 watches on the website, and hopefully if there's a jeweller that does recognise them, if they've been offered to him or her, they can email me straight away.
Now, Stuart, this is a real long shot, this. A sandwich wrapper found in the bottom of the Volvo, and you know it wasn't there before the car was stolen on the Saturday night. Obviously, these shops are everywhere. This could have come from an upper crust anywhere in Britain. You're not interested in that. It's only, what, in the Pudsey, Leeds, Bradford area?
I don't know how that got there in the Volvo. What I do know is that it may be connected with the 3 people responsible for this murder. I want someone out there, particularly in the Leeds-Bradford area, who sells this product, come forward and speak to me and tell me if there's anything suspicious about the people that bought it.
That was Monday, the 20th of July. Let me just stress, incidentally, there really are no more valuables at all in that house. It's an extraordinary target, but there is a substantial reward on this case. If you can help, it's a free call number here to the studio, 0500 600 600. So if there's anything, you saw anything you know, anything you can do to help. Or you can ring the Instant Room, that's another free call number, 0500 040 999. That's 0500 040 999.
14 arrests since last month, 7 as a direct result of help from viewers. The most dramatic was in the London bus stabbing, the death of a Good Samaritan. Well, 3 names came up, detectives homed in on 1, other witnesses came forward, and a man was arrested the following week. In another case involving multiple sex offences against children, a man was arrested within hours of our appeal.
And from earlier programmes, you may remember the kidnap of a bank manager's partner in an attempt to blackmail the bank. A Crimewatch viewer phoned Crime Stoppers with a name, and 2 men have now been charged. 5 men and a woman were arrested, 3 as a direct result of help from viewers, after another reconstruction, the hijack of a Royal Mail van in Godstone in Surrey. And an arrest not due to Crimewatch, but you may remember the reconstruction. It was the rapes in Brentwood and South Bermondsey. A man has now been charged. We have a good deal more to tell you, but first, 2 new appeals.
Both are from men who could be a serious threat to children. In February, we showed the face of Richard John Burrows. It's a good picture, but surprisingly, no one was then able to tell us where he was. But maybe he's managed to come out of hiding. If so, he may be a danger to other children. He's 53, with receding grey hair and short at 5'6". He's a computer buff and a radio ham. 0500 600 600 or the incident room in Chester on 01244 614 713. That's Chester 614 713. Now, this is Derek Paul Fallows, and several people are very keen to see him found. He's been charged with serious sexual offences against children, but absconded when on bail. He's 29, 5'8", slim and pale with light brown hair. He also has a Geordie accent and 2 tattoos. There's a scroll and a dagger on his back, and Elvis Presley on his left arm. He has relatives in Newcastle and friends in Glasgow, but he could be on his own and might be anywhere. So 0500 600 600 or try 0800 318 001. That's free phone 0800 318 001.
6 weeks ago, there was an extraordinary incident in Doncaster, an almost unheard of crime, and with a ridiculously petty motive. After a slight fracas at the Visage nightclub on Silver Street, the young man walked out saying something like, "See you later," to the doorman, and went off, we think, with his friend. Then 45 minutes later, someone came back and petrol-bombed the place. Now, who are these two walking towards a petrol station, both early to mid-20s, one of them quite stocky? They bought a bottle of milk and a can of petrol. One had a Brummy accent, the other a Mancunian. And here's the scene at the nightclub when the bomb was thrown. And innocent clubber was engulfed in flames. Were you there? Did you see who threw it? Or where they went? Or did you arrive in Doncaster in this winged coach? Or leave Doncaster on Saturday at the end of August in this vehicle? If so, whether you're the driver or a passenger, whatever, do please call us. 0500 600 600, or you can ring the inquiry room. That's a free phone number, 0800 783 1258. That's 0800 783 1258.
Armed robberies aren't the easiest crimes for viewers of Crimewatch to solve. Usually they attract so much attention at the time, most witnesses are already known to the police. So a lot depends on trying to get information from people who may be on the fringes of the gang. In this case tonight, there's a reward, but there's another reason because one of the robbers is crazy enough to open fire.
I've been thinking, that Michael Owen, what about him? Do you reckon he'd give me his autograph? I mean, it's bound to be worth a bob or two, years to come. A signature like that. Do you reckon? Oh, well, yeah. Pay a lot of money, some people, get the right autographs. Suppose you're right.
Not for mine, he wouldn't, though. Right, there you go. Take care, mate.
Cheers, mate.
I was driving around the Hunts Cross area. I noticed a car stopped past the compound. The passenger had a balaclava on. I felt slightly paranoid that I don't want him to see me looking at him. After I saw them go into the car park, I carried on down and phoned the police.
No! Tom! Tom! Watch out, mate!
Tell him to throw the money back out. Do you hear what I said, mate?
All right, mate, take it steady.
I want the money back out.
Look, there's nothing for anyone
now!
to here, mate.
I mean it! I'm not joking!
Okay, I hear
tell
you.
him! I said tell him!
Look, just
I thought it was actually a reconstruction for Crimewatch. That's how weird it were that day.
You listening in there? Pass us the money out now! Or I'll shoot your mate where he stands!
Take it easy.
When the gunshot went off, that's when the adrenaline kicked in.
The shot had hit the mail van, but not the driver.
I was in the army for 8.5 years. I mean, I've been in some heavy situations, but this, it was unreal. That's when I got a positive look at him. He was between 5'9", 5'10", roundish face, clean shaven, had short blonde hair. I would have blocked him in, but obviously you don't think that way. You don't think heroes. I don't anyway.
X-ray uniform 414 scrambling. Blue Vauxhall Cavalier turning left onto Menlove Avenue.
423.
Vehicle stopping. Repeat, vehicle stopping on Springwood Avenue.
Everything seemed to stop. It was like a Mexican standoff. And then the front passenger door opened very, very slowly. I just saw a left hand and then a body stepping out the vehicle. I saw that he had a black balaclava over his face. Oof. I just went numb. I didn't have a clue what was going to go on or anything. And then when as he come upright, I saw in his right hand he had a dark pistol. I can't even describe how I felt. Just me, the will collapsed. It was just numb. I was just totally numb.
Suspect is armed. Repeat, suspect is armed.
When he was taking aim, I thought he was going to shoot me. He was totally in control, and I stayed relaxed, but keeping focused on him. And then I realised he wasn't going to shoot, because he seemed to just take his eye off me. Then I thought, I've won a bit of a mental battle here. But then he punched at me tyre, and I just heard pop, bang. I have no doubt that if this man was cornered and he had a gun, he would shoot someone. He was quite happy to use a gun on 2 occasions within 10 minutes of each other, so he will use it again.
Well, Paul Sinclair, a terrifying ordeal for the security guard and also for the police officer who, when he began the chase, didn't know how dangerous that man was.
Absolutely. Criminals these days, they're more prone to carrying firearms with them, but thankfully still there are only a few prepared to use them. Our gunman, he was prepared to use this very, very quickly. He was cold, he was cool, he was calculated, and he's very dangerous.
Now, nothing unusual about the gun itself, apart from one particular modification you're interested in finding out a bit more about.
It's a very common P4...
Walther?
A Walther P4, I should say. And the significant thing is that since manufacture, somebody has actually threaded the end of the barrel to accommodate a silencer.
Right, so you want to hear from anybody who may have actually carried out that work or may know that gun?
Well, there is a substantial reward.
£5,000, I think, isn't there?
Yes, that's the reward. If anybody does come forward, then obviously we'd
Now, you were led to that gun by an anonymous tip-off, and you'd like to hear from that person again?
I certainly would. The anonymous caller actually led us to the railway embankment near to where the Cavalier was abandoned. We recovered not only clothing, but also the gun and ammunition to go with it.
Well, let's hope that we can track down these people then. First of all, the driver, you have a pretty good e-fit of him.
Yes, as the witness said, he's sure that the e-fit is a good likeness, about an 85% likeness. I'm confident that if people in the local area take a good look at that, there's somebody in the area that can point us in the right direction.
Now let's mention some other things that weren't in the film, and that is a stolen red Vauxhall Astra, which you believe was a second getaway car, which was found parked in Springwood Avenue in the crematorium there. And secondly, the Cavalier itself that was used was found later parked in a cul-de-sac in Holly Farm Road. It was abandoned, wasn't it?
It was.
Now, what about this man on a bike as well? There was a man who came back to Holly Farm Road sometime after the incident. What do you think he was to do with it?
Well, again, I'm confident, and so the team, that this man was either the driver, who was shown on the e-fit, or possibly a third accomplice who came back. He was seen to rummage through the undergrowth and collect a case similar to the stolen car.
And let's also not forget that the red dye, of course, they would be identifiable from that, and the banknotes as well have actually been in circulation within the Liverpool area, so if you get any of those, do let the police know. And don't forget that £5,000 reward. If the gunman isn't caught, we may have someone's injury or even death to think about, so please don't hesitate if you know who he or any of the gang members are. 0500 600 600, or phone the Liverpool Police Direct on 0151 777 8722 or 8714. That's Liverpool 777 8722 or 8714.
Now, who would steal from a hospital? Let's take you to Northwick Park Hospital in Harrow, Middlesex, where computer thefts are causing huge problems. Is this someone caught in the act? You can see how heavy this bag is from the problem the man has lifting it. If you have a computer, you'll know what its loss means. Our weightlifter is around 30, 5'10", medium build with receding light brown hair. Do please tell us who he is. 0500 600 600 or 0181 733 3223. That's 0181 733 3223. And look at this, a campsite shop near Skegness in Lincolnshire. And there are several men, you'll see 4 in all, who don't seem to know what they want. In fact, what they really want is to steal from the safe in the office at the back. Here you can see all 4 together exchanging glances, and this one in the striped top seems to be the ringleader. He even looks up to say hello to Crimewatch. Who are these 4? If you know any of them, please do let me know. 0500 600 600, or you can call the local police in Skegness on 01754 614 238. That's Skegness 614 238.
Well, already a lot of calls coming in on the murder of John Nutter, 40 so far. 6 names have been given for the photo fit, and we're also getting calls about the watches, suggested buyers and sellers from all over the country here. 2 calls on the petrol bombing in Doncaster. 1 name has been put forward for one of the men in the video.
We had a remarkably big volume of calls from Crimewatch Still Unsolved, the programme 2 weeks ago, where we went back to cases, some of them several years old. The inquiry in Exeter into the murder of Kate Bushell had the biggest boost, with 111 names being put into the system, 65 of which were new to the investigation, and 6 of which came up 2 or 3 times. There was some elimination too, including an orange tent that had been spotted near where Kate was killed.
Lots of names were put forward, some more than once, on the rape in Blackburn. Of the 220 calls, Neil Smith, the detective in charge, tells us 1 in particular seems very promising. On the Sandy Drummond murder, 80 calls, several of which are described as useful, but the officers are still very, very keen to receive information about Sandy Drummond's private life.
For a year, police on Humberside have been asking Crimewatch to help on a very difficult murder, the savage death of a mother of 3, a prostitute, Samantha Class. Now, for months, there was so little to go on, there was little a public appeal could do to help. But recently, a new witness has come forward with what seems stunning evidence. There are now at least 4 people police want to eliminate from their inquiry. Samantha lived in Hull.
95.9 FM from the Wolds to the Humber Estuary. This is BBC Radio Humberside.
It's 8 o'clock. I'm Andy Comfort. A police investigation has begun following the discovery of a woman's body on the banks of the Humber. It was discovered by a member of the public walking along the northern foreshore between Hessel and North Ferriby on Sunday morning. The police are treating her death as suspicious. The dead woman's described as aged between 20 and 40, and anyone who may be able to help them...
I just froze. Instinct, mother's intuition, sixth sense, I don't know. I just knew it was Samantha. She's a mother of 3 children, she's also my daughter. I mean, I wish she wasn't a prostitute. I would have done anything to stop her doing what she did. I spoke to her many times about it. That something might happen she couldn't control. And I was frightened for her. I was really frightened for her.
Some girls are cut out for being a working girl. And then you get girls like Sam that sort of never really wanted to do it in the first place.
Hi Sam, alright? Hiya.
No, she's alright. She's with me, isn't she?
Yeah, you say so.
The way that he was chatting her up struck me as weird because he made it clear he didn't want to pay for sex. He was looking more as if he wanted her to be a girlfriend.
Can I have one of them? I love them foreign brands. Exotic, you see, like me.
Go on.
They were L&Ns, but they weren't like any L&Ns I'd seen before. They had foreign writing. White and red and blue.
Do you ever pay for anything, you girls?
Not if we can help it.
Wouldn't have to if you come out with me.
Go out where?
Spain. for starters.
Spain? Why,
Oh, why not?
on earth would any bloke think that a street girl is just going to drop everything to go away to Spain with some bloke she doesn't even know? He was very thick-set, very broad, beer belly, double-chinned, quite broad neck. His hair was very short, sort of mousy brown. It was thinning a lot and it was receding.
Come on, scribble down your name and address for us, then.
I ain't got a pen. Me neither.
Trish? Lend us a pen and a piece of paper, would you? I got key money here.
I've seen girls give out their telephone numbers and addresses before if they've thought that there might be a regular in it for them.
Yeah, love. Turn round.
At this point, he pulled his wallet out and there was quite a lot of money, at least a couple of £100. He came across to me to be really possessive, the type that once he befriends a person, feels he owns that person, to the extent that if they make an arrangement with him, they've got to stick by him.
Come to Spain with us, so you want me to get my wallet out? You'll have a great time. Honest. No strings attached. Nice little break for you. Oh, I'll take care of it all. Don't worry
They
about
walked round the corner together and I didn't see her at all again.
Come on, smile for Mummy. Oh, that's lovely.
I wish I could get off the gear, Trish. Sort me head out, do you know what I'm saying? Give myself something to smile about.
Easier said than done, love. You can smile for me if you want, though.
This was taken on the day Samantha died, Saturday the 25th of October last year. It was the night the clocks went back.
Business good, Sam?
It's grim, tell the truth. I'm off up Porter Street if you want to come with me.
Nah, I think I'll stay here if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. See you later, though, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Ta-da. Sure.
Samantha's friend was about to encounter someone who may be linked with what happened to Samantha later on that night.
You want business, love?
I think I'd only been in the car a couple of minutes, and I just knew that it wasn't right, you know.
What do you mean it's not part of the arrangement, eh?
He kept clenching his fists and sort of like rocking. I could tell he was holding back from something, you know. And when he was calling me a cow and a bitch, he was sort of like rocking all the time.
Don't give me that. Come here!
No! Don't! Please!
Slag!
I've been on the street for about 8 years, and I've never ever experienced anything like that. If he had got hold of me, I don't think I'd have been here today.
Next, more music with a song from Shania Twain, but first a reminder that the clocks go back tonight. Summertime is officially at an end.
Can you help me, mate? Get me out of here!
Clocks to be reminded of that.
Saturday night, I was stood down Walker Street and I saw him racing towards me, absolutely fuming.
Oi, you! You've seen that bitch from Firethorn?
No, I ain't. Why?
Why? Bitch didn't show up, did she? All the same, you alls, you working girls. One of these days you're going to get what's coming to you. You mark my words. Come here.
Girls?
Better safe than sorry. Remember that if I were you. Remember that and forget me. Tell who I am. Mention a thing about me. I'll find you. I'll wipe you off the face of the earth. I'll find you and I'll kill you. Understand?
It was absolutely livid. The glare in his eyes. He looked evil. And as soon as I heard Sam he'd been murdered, I automatically assumed that something had happened involving this man. And I still do to this day.
About 2 hours later, 2 a.m., as the clocks officially went back to 1 a.m.
So I won't be long, all right?
Okay, I'll be out here.
Another prostitute was going to see a client while a male friend waited for her. He knew Sam and saw her on the corner of Porter Street and Osborne Street. This was probably not Samantha's last client. but police are devoting a lot of resources to finding the owner of this van. October last year in Hull. If this might have been you, call in absolute confidence and be quickly eliminated from the investigation. There's another vehicle still to be traced. It was seen some 2.5 hours later on the outskirts of the city.
It was a real quiet night, it was, really. I was coming off patrol back to the gatehouse. Well, it's going on for 3:30. That means it should have been 4:30, but the clocks have gone back. Well, I had this car coming down. It was white, and I just saw the back part of it. I thought, that's funny at this time of night. As soon as I went inside the lobby, I've got to ring the control up and tell them that I'm off patrol and everything is in order. That's why I know that car come down the road at 28 minutes past 3.
This track is hard to find. It's off the A63 dual carriageway, and it leads nowhere except to the Humber estuary. It's used mostly by dog walkers, poachers and courting couples, and it's the only way to the lonely spot where Samantha's body was dumped.
What does my head in is you hear the public saying how it's a waste of police time and money looking for the murderers of prostitutes. Whether it's a prostitute or a normal working person, that person has got feelings, that person has got family, that person is loved, and just as much pain is caused by a prostitute dying.
Ken Bates, the obvious suspect is the guy who was trying to pick Samantha up. What do you know about him?
Well, the things that we do know about him is that on the night he was actively trying to recruit Samantha to actually work on the continent as a prostitute. I can't believe that Samantha would have been the only girl he may have approached, and it's highly probable that other women, other working girls or prostitutes may have been approached by this man and an attempt to recruit them in the same way. We want them to come forward.
He was actually tanned. I mean, it looks as though he'd been to some place like Spain that he was mentioning.
He was indeed. He was tanned, and as if he'd been abroad. He had the cigarettes with the foreign
these
writing
are
on.
L&M's. Now, these ones actually don't have foreign writing on. We're not interested in ones bought in the UK, but this is probably his brand, and he brought them somewhere on the continent by the looks of it.
That's highly probable.
And he was about 5'8", I think, and in his 30s. Now, you need to eliminate that white van that we showed there. You're quite convinced that this isn't the murderer, but you need to talk to this guy very badly. You're looking for this guy.
The driver of the white van may well be the last punter that Samantha had before she met her death. He actually dropped her off somewhere and may have seen something or someone in the vicinity, and he dropped her off.
And absolute confidence you want him to contact you.
We do.
Of course, the most important thing is the white car that was seen going up the track, because you know that's where Samantha's body was dumped. Tell us about that, because it's actually very difficult to put a body into the water there, because it's quite shallow, it was very, very dark, it's very muddy.
Brickyard Lane is a very isolated road leading straight down to the river. You would have to know that it went down there. It's frequented by couples, drug users, poachers. The vehicle that went down that was white or light was at the time that the body was dumped. From calculations of tides and currents, we know that it went in at 3:30.
And he would have had to have walked into the river area himself, and he would have got very wet, very muddy, possibly even bloody, would he?
We know that the killer actually waded out into the river up to his knees or up to his thighs in thick mud.
If anybody came home on the Sunday morning wet, or if there's any other way that you can help in this, please do call. There's a reward, incidentally. Call now or any time till midnight. It's a free call, 0500 600 600, or you can call the incident room where detectives are waiting for your calls too on 01482 856 556. That's Hull 856 556.
During the summer in Essex, a boy was held up, apparently at knife point, by a man who seemed to be on heroin. It happened on a train station, and so part of what took place is recorded on closed-circuit cameras. This is Elm Park on the District Line, and the man in blue is the one we need to identify. Here he is again on the platform. He's effectively abducted the boy and has stolen everything the boy possessed. A gold signet ring, like this one, was taken with the boy's initials engraved on it, along with a flat-link gold bracelet and a Seconda two-tone diver's watch. Now, the man got off the train at Upton Park, so maybe that's where he lives, perhaps. And who is this? Now, she was on the train as well, and she may be a vital witness. If you were offered any of these items, or if you know who the thief is, 0500 600 600. The incident room is on 01708 779 142. That's Romford 779 142.
There are some offences that are so horrible we can't say much about them, especially when children are involved. This is Dawn Vera Wedderburn, and if you've seen her, please let us know. She uses other names, including Taylor, and has contacts in Manchester, Yeovil, Bournemouth and London. Wherever she is, it's important you help us find her quickly. 0500 600 600 or 01243 520 237. That's Chichester, 520 237.
And maybe you know this man, Mark Pimblett, though sometimes he uses other names, including William John Anthony Pimblett. Yeah. He's wanted for questioning about drug smuggling. He's 37, tall at 6'2", of athletic build, and has connections in Huyton on Merseyside. If you know him or have seen him, 0500 600 600 or 0151 777 6580. That's Liverpool, 777 6580.
And now a first for Crimewatch, a reconstruction where we can tell you from the start exactly who police are after. He's suspected of involvement in a huge number of very upsetting crimes, which is targeting elderly women with elaborate cons. Now, his name is Trevor Ernest Cause, though he often calls himself Peter. Well, here he is in 1982, and here is how he might look now. But the nearest police have got to him, or what they think was him, is some video footage from a store in Stoke Newington in North London. The man befriended a shopper and offered to carry her bags home. Now move forward from July to August and from North London to South London.
My name is Violet Taylor. I am 82 years of age and I often shop in Malham High Street. I do my shopping for my sister Doris because she's blind.
Hello.
Hello.
How's Doris?
She's fine. I'm just going down there now. Right, and when I come out, there's this gentleman. And I've seen him many a time when I've been at the bank. I thought he was a very nice fella. And he asked me how Doris was. But he never mentioned my name because I don't think he knew it.
Hello. It's Peter again. I'll carry your shopping bag for you.
Oh, I can manage. I've not far to go.
I'll be along later to see Doris.
Right,
Bye.
right. It's all right, Doris, it's me, I'm back. Do you want a drink, Vi? Oh, I would like one. You know, it's so hot out there. You all right?
Oh, put the bags down and put your feet up, Vi.
Well, I shan't be a tick. Oh, all right, I'm coming.
Hello, it's me again. I've come to see Doris.
Who is it, Vi?
It's Peter.
Hello. I brought you some fruit, Doris.
Oh, that's nice.
Hello. You're looking very well, Doris. How are you?
Oh, not so bad, thanks.
Do you know, I used to know that nice Mrs. Button who lived down the road. And I knew your mum and dad.
I just thought, well, he spoke about Mrs. Button. He must know something about us. Because you can't remember all your friends, can you?
Accidents.
But he didn't seem to me he was telling lies. He seems that he was telling the truth. I suppose I'm silly, I'm getting old, and you take everybody at eye level.
I just won some money on the lottery, and I thought, why not go round and see my dear friend Doris?
Oh.
Thank you. I hope you don't mind.
No. Would you like a cup of tea? Or a drop of whiskey?
Oh, well, a glass of whiskey would be very nice, Doris.
He came in and gave Violet and I a very good afternoon. Entertaining.
Having any of that?
Say when.
Oh.
Oh, the afternoon he was very jovial, talkative, I think he must have been there for at least 2 hours. But the only time he really spoke to me was when he said, did I know about these £10 notes?
Have you got one?
Yeah, I've got one. So I've got one out my purse, and I gave it to him.
Thank you. Now then, it's their watermark that you've got to look out for. Yeah. Mine didn't have one.
Oh, well, thanks for the tip. I must be getting back to my place now, Doris. It's been so nice meeting you again, Peter.
Give him the teddy bear, Vi.
Oh, yeah.
I make them at my club up the road.
Here you are.
Oh,
There.
thank you. That's very kind.
See you on Thursday.
Take care, Vi.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Now, I'll buy you and Violet a turkey for Christmas. Because you are my oldest friends. Bye.
After the gentleman had gone, I bent down between the table and the chair where I sit.
It's here somewhere.
Felt all about and couldn't find my handbag.
I know I left it there.
He stole £80. That was an awful lot of money, and it hurt me very, very much indeed. I think he was a big bloody crook to steal £80 from a blind woman, a diabetic woman, one that cannot walk much, and I'm 82 years old. I think he should be put away for life.
Well, we know Trevor Course is still operating in the Tooting and Balham areas, as these pictures show. This is the 1st of October, just 5 days ago. But as he put on a bit of weight, he looks a little bit chunkier. You may have seen him in local cafes, staying in bed and breakfasts or bed sits, or if you've rented a room to him, please call us now. We also know Trevor Course has spent time in Redruth in Cornwall, so we need to put an end to the misery he's causing to so many people. 0500 600 600, or you can ring the incident room in Leighton on 0181 556 8855. That's 0181 556 8855.
All our 40 lines here are now working. Apologies if you tried earlier and found the lines were engaged. Apparently BT had a problem with one of their exchanges, but the lines are now all back up. We're having some fantastic responses here. Guy who steals from hospitals, several people have given the same name. One of them a police officer is pretty sure he knows who he is. And on the murder of Samantha Class, some people have suggested the guy might be a lorry driver or might be somebody who works on boats going to Hull. Jill.
Well, the studio number has 40 lines when they're working, and they are, and we're waiting for your call on any of our cases, 0500 600 600, and we'll be here until midnight. You'll also see other numbers in a moment, and they're listed on CFAX on page 621. Now, if you've been the victim of a crime and you'd like someone to offer you support, then support line numbers are also on CFAX. If you're on the internet, you can email us at the BBC, that's cwuk@bbc.co.uk. And on any crime, you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously, if you like, on 0800 555 111.
We'll be back with Crimewatch Update at 11:45. And join us for next month's Crimewatch on Tuesday, November the 10th. But before then, watch out next week for Crimewatch File, where we reconstruct a case we featured twice on Crimewatch, which touched the hearts of many. We'll meet the Crimewatch viewer who made the crucial call.
I find it extremely difficult to understand when people commit these crimes.
That's next Tuesday the 13th at 10. A case that was solved. Calls to Crimewatch do work. Don't have nightmares, do sleep well. Good night.
Good night.